teachers, Laura Cohen.
Sorry. It's alright. It was like done at 11. It was supposed to be something
Does it take 2 hours for anyone else?
class. We just have those.
And I just, like, it came on and I...
Oh, okay.
And Libby and Marie, they get 3.
Awesome. And if you want to program too.
That's because
Well, you just had to draw a realistic picture of a place, a house, and that was the most interesting one.
So they gave you a bunch of photos to look at?
Yeah.
And what drew you to that one?
Just had the most naturalistic environment.
Okay.
Well, I used a palette knife and just spread a bunch of colors and
Have they been talking about Impressionism in your classes?
yeah,
Okay, cool. Do you like Monet and stuff like that?
yeah.
All right, cool.
So this was kindergarten students, and the project was inspired by Kandinsky's famous paintings of circles, but we just did a little twist and had them both draw and paint, and I think they came out really wonderfully.
So do you see the classes both learning how to do art and about art history?
Oh, absolutely. We try to connect as many lessons as we can to either other curriculum areas or to art history. I think it's really important that they get both.
Can you give me an example of some other projects you've done?
The other project I actually have here is second grade students, collages inspired by Mondrian. So they learned about him as well, and then they get to create their own inspired artwork based on him. So, yeah.
They're birds. They're in a colorful jungle.
And what did they tell you to do?
Well, they told us we had like these printed pieces of paper that showed the birds, and then we cut them out and then we painted them.
And so are these all like parrots?
Yeah,
And what did you think about this project?
I think it was really cool
Do
because
you like-
they're really colorful.
Do you like to do art projects?
Yes.
Do you think you might be an artist one day?
Yeah.
So I'm Amy Larson, and I'm the high school ceramics teacher. And the work behind me, this is work from the advanced wheel throwing and the honors ceramics intensive classes. And there's a variety of functional and non-functional wares. Some of the advanced students had to make a series of 3 vessels and then cut them all apart and put them back together into some kind of a sculpture. The advanced and the honors ceramics intensive students worked with donuts, which are double-walled hollow vessels. And then there was also place settings and how you can work with potential energy and negative space. I chose these with the students. So I asked them to give me a piece that they thought represented their work the best. And then my new addition this year is that I bought some artificial flowers to show in their vessels to highlight the functionality.
Good idea.
So we got a green piece of paper and we got a white piece of paper and we painted on it green, yellow and stuff, like all jungle colors, and we came back a few weeks later and painted neon colors, and we came back a few days later and then we cut out parrots and we put them on the green piece of paper with the neon colors and the green color, the jungle colors, and that's how we made our bird.
Okay, cool. Was this a fun project?
Yeah,
Do you like your art class?
yeah.
What's the best part about the art class?
That we get to do art.
Well, we invade the library on Wednesday afternoon, usually the first Wednesday of the month because it's a half-day district-wide, and we just start putting it out.
And you go in with a plan, or you just figure it out as you go along?
Well, of course, the elementary has a plan because they have to do it by grade level and by school. Then middle school does the same thing with 6th and 7th grade. And then the other ones are hung by the discipline, so like by metals or digital, so that kind of speaks for itself. And then the wall behind me, we kind of depends on how many gold keys we have and how many silver and honorable mentions we have, and we arrange it that way.
Oh, so this is also an award.
The wall behind me is art winners from 7th through 12th from the state and Boston Globe Scholastic Competition Awards.
I was just at the Next Up Awards.
Yes.
I recognized a few pieces from there,
Yes,
too.
yes. The Next Up thing is People Should Stop Here, and then during the week, that comes down Thursday at Next Up, but it's awesome. We have 47 pieces from our high school out of the 74 pieces that were juried into that show.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's very good. Very proud of them.
How many pieces of art are in this show?
There are probably about 400 pieces.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So unfortunately not every kid. We just don't have the space to do it, so we do it by grade level.
We had to make canopic jars, which are the jars that the ancient Egyptians used to hold their organs after they were mummified. We got to choose any animal or whatever we wanted to be the top, and I chose a hippo because I really like hippos.
And what would you put in your jar?
Organs.
What's that?
Organs? I don't know.
Small organs, though.
Yes.
Okay. I don't suppose you'll actually use it to put organs in it, though.
No.
Will you actually use it to put stuff in there?
Probably.
What do you put in there?
Probably pencils or something.
Did you enjoy this project?
Yeah, I really did.
What are the projects like in this class?
They're really fun. We get to do a lot of we get to be really creative and come up with our own ideas.
So at the high school, we do teach in certain realms and specialties. I teach drawing, painting, and digital art and design. So the artwork behind me is my drawing and painting students, and in the media center, any of the digital art that is from the high school is my students as well.
So do you teach stuff like Photoshop and things like that?
Exactly, yeah. So we work with the Adobe Creative Suite because it's the industry standard, and a lot of alternative software that students might work with is based on its format. And it's important skills and technological understanding that kids need when they go beyond, and even in high school it helps them make better projects and better presentations. More and more often through kids using apps on their own or the integration in elementary and middle school, kids are becoming kind of the apps are becoming more common, and the skills are already there. They know about cropping, they know about adding filters, so that almost takes the pressure off, because then we get to talk about those really important design understandings and design awareness and design skills that can help them make better projects despite the technology that's available to them.
So do the students at this upper level, they have more freedom in what they create?
Absolutely. We still try to handhold a little bit in order to ensure that everybody has a positive experience, especially in the beginner classes. However, as you progress through my classes and almost any class at the high school, you'll be given more freedom and therefore more expectations for you to create artwork on your own. We try to challenge you with interesting concepts too, because the skills will come with more work. So behind me are some drawings and paintings by my most advanced artists, the intensive drawing and painting students, and they are expected to sketch over the summer, and then they're given pretty free rein over the year to explore what's most interesting to them, and I try to challenge them with some prompts, but mostly material guidance.
Well, we were doing a project-based learning artwork piece, I guess, and so we were doing plants and yeah, I guess.
Okay. So you're making clay plants?
Yes.
How did you choose your things?
Well, I just liked cactuses in general, so I just decided cacti.
You're allowed to choose whatever you want as long as it's a fruit, vegetable, or plant.
Okay.
A plant.
And did you think it would be easier to make the plants that you chose, or what? How did you choose?
We just chose it on what we liked, I guess.
And what made us happy.
Just to look like, or what?
Just to look like, I guess.
I did what made me happy and something that reminds me of a vacation I like doing.
Okay.
And which thing did each of you girls make?
I made a lime.
I made a cactus.
this.
Okay, very good.
So the fifth graders in their classroom studies learn, in their social studies unit, they learn about Egyptian canopic jars. And so in art, they got to choose to make their jars that would protect something, so whatever they wanted, and they could choose an animal or a person or something to make for their lid, and then they used a pinch pot technique to create the jar to go with it. So
I know some of the animals are Egyptian looking and some not so much.
yes, so I like to give them a choice. They can decide if they want it to have hieroglyphs to connect to their unit in their classroom, or they can have it be more personal and connect to their own interests or maybe their own culture that their family celebrates. So I really like to open it up to give them something that ties them in and really they can connect with.
We took a picture of our face and we split into in Photoshop. Our teacher made like
a grid over it.
Yeah.
And we drew a similar grid over our paintings, and then we slowly filled in each square of the grid to match the photo. And then you could either paint it like some of these people did, or just do graphite like the two of us did.
It's a very cool effect. How did you choose your colors?
Well, it just sort of depended on what you wanted to do, but I started just doing the graphite, but I wanted to do like a painted background because it was kind of like dark and sad.
Yeah. I didn't really add any color except for my eyes, if you look really closely.
Oh yeah, it's like a little off.
So you guys find the projects in this class very interesting?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was really
You
fun.
might like to go into art in the future?
Yeah, of course.